Book his name and he appears.
Welcome to BookIt Wrestling Podcast for the fans, by the fans. Rebook, and revisit your favorite wrestling storylines. I'm your commissioner, Lil X Fudge, and today we are here with your many GMs, Damone D Money,
It's me.
ugh, bad guy,
Oh yeah!
Oh,
Nah, I'm not bad guy. There you go.
oh yeah again.
Oh yeah!
yeah,
There we go.
I
The second return of Hi-Fi Mike,
Party on, Garth.
and then the second return of Primetime Travie T.
He's muted.
Hell yeah.
Those
yeah,
muted.
you're muted. You're definitely muted.
My favorite version of him.
It's a Mia, Travitia.
And then the second debut of Sean Dadon.
What's happening?
And
He
the
said
second
something this time.
debut of M. Joe F.
Ooh,
If you're
don't like
if you're
that
just
one.
listening to the audio version, you can't see me.
Why are you wearing sunglasses inside?
I already asked
I'm
this
not.
and you ignored me.
Well,
Because
had-
you
probably
have to
didn't ignore you. You're
respect the
probably
truth.
muted, Travis.
Yeah, maybe
know what?
maybe if you weren't muted, we could hear you.
Oh, you're right. I forgot I was muted.
But
Oh,
also,
yeah, I
they're
didn't hear
not-
you.
they're
I
not
was like, you did?
sunglasses, they're for seeing my screen.
The thing is when Kenny was on the screen, I said it, and because it looked like Kenny was about to talk, and Kenny went. So I thought he was like throwing his hands up, and I
Oh
interrupted.
no.
So I thought y'all heard me.
No,
Nope.
they're not sunglasses though.
Well, tonight we continue on in
Hold
Book
on,
It verse 5.
John. What did you
Last
say,
week,
Joe?
So they're not sunglasses?
They're
What
like
the fuck are they?
blue light
They-
glasses.
No, they're not. They get rid of
Oh.
all the E LEDs.
So blue light glasses.
Well, that's a different thing. LEDs and
Yeah,
blue lights aren't
that's
the
not
same.
blue.
Well, LED blue light glasses. Can we get on with the show?
all right.
Travis is about to
Now back to
choke
business.
on that chip.
That's not where I thought that sentence was going.
And now back to business. We last week started off the Book It verse 5. Hi-Fi Mike presented Celebrity Death Match, to which he was surprised by the decent reception by our GMs. If you have not listened to that start of Book It verse 5, go back to last week. It was very immersive, and if you enjoy the Celebrity Death Match show, especially in large doses, you will love Mike's Book It verse 5 debut. Now, this week, we continue on, and the veterans are going to continue to lead the charge as Kenny, the bad guy, will be showing us. I hear something about a rinky-dink indie fed happening here. Tell me about it.
You forgot two-time winner, but now what? Now for this show, this is Elite Wrestling Organization, and we're trying to get out the mud, man. We just trying to we trying to build something, man. Paul Heyman has an independent wrestling corporation. And he's trying to do something with this little thing. He's trying
Yeah,
to do
'cause
something.
that worked so well the first time.
Hey, you leave him alone. He's trying, all right.
I mean, it did for him.
He-
It just ain't for none of his wrestlers.
So what? How old is Heyman? That's my question. Is how old is
So,
Heyman when he
Heyman-
starts this?
Heyman is
Because later Heyman, I think, could do it. Younger Heyman clearly couldn't.
I don't
Even
think
though-
so. I think he's just bad with money.
I was going to say the way
I-
this,
And that
the way
fits
this
is so perfect.
he is older. He is older. This is probably like now Heyman, but the whole ECW thing is not really thing. You know, the only thing that's canon is what's already happened in Book It Verse for my stuff. I don't talk about stuff that happened before that.
Right, fair enough.
Yeah, so this is just the independent circuit coming up. All right, so thank you, Damone. So the indie show.
Can he
Elite
ask for
Wrestling
special
Organization-
stuff?
I
was
did.
gonna
I
do
did.
some shit like
Yeah,
this,
that
but I
presentation,
always think about doing shit like this, and then I'm too lazy and book to the last minute. So
But so, well,
Same.
I did. So the indie show, Elite Wrestling Organization, also known as EWO, they're usually indoors in either high school gyms, bingo halls, and at some point a ranch for pay per view called Bad News. And this is one of our biggest shows as the indie promotion is now gaining steam. And we have seen Paul Heyman take this company from nothing to being looked and going viral in several points where with their unique spots. The weekly show, EWO Ignition, has been picking up steam on Monday nights, and we are here tonight for DEF CON 1, one of our biggest pay-per-views today, as they book a show in Florida Southern College baseball field holding 1,000 people, guys. We have 1,000 people here.
Yeah.
Big things in the
Kenny, question.
Yes.
Would you say
Is
this is the
Ignition-
remix to Ignition?
I was about to
I
ask
knew
that.
like it was coming. I knew someone was doing that. Yeah,
Damn it,
EWO
Damone.
Ignition.
Stole my joke.
So go ahead with the
Yeah, that
next
was kind of fucked up, Damone. You stepped all over that man's joke.
I was ready for it. But you know what?
Fuck
Damone,
'em.
I'll let you have it.
Well, Damone, go ahead to the next slide. do a PowerPoint. All right. So this first match, we're gonna get into that. Let's go ahead, pause it when they pop up. All right. So we see Javon Evans. You're going too far. You're going too far. I'll just read it off though. We see Javon Evans is getting his ribs taped, and we flash back to Daniel Garcia laying against the barricade as Javon does a springboard aside moonsault to the outside, but Garcia moves out the way, and Javon goes chest first into the barricade. This injury costs him his EWO Cruiserweight Championship. Daniel Garcia knows he shouldn't be champion, but gets a shot at the championship again due to Evans' injury, and it being vacated, and wins against M-Dog 20 Matt Cross in a close bout where he low blows him, then finishes him with a pile driver. The crowd boos as he falls on top of him for the pin and the win, as he rolls over confidently cheering and smiling. And on a random week of EWO Ignition, Pinky Sanchez, the comedy wrestler who isn't taken serious, who's pretty much fed to the champion Daniel Garcia by Paul Heyman for the title, not thinking he will win. Daniel Garcia, in surprising fashion, loses it to Pinky Sanchez to a really big package, is what his finishing move is, that has the fans in shock. Daniel is promised a rematch. Weeks go by, and Garcia is winning by cheating, and Pinky has been defending his title and retaining in the flukiest of ways. Like at one point, he's like knocked out and landing on the opponent in a multi-man match with Amazing Red, AR Fox, and Matt Cross. At one point, he tries to get in the ring and slips and falls and loses by countout, but retains. At one point, he won an over-the-top battle royal match because he had to tie his shoe, and Dirty Dom tries to clothesline him out of the ring and goes flying out. But Paul Heyman says he wants to set up a contract signing for this big cruiserweight title match. Awaiting his rematch, Daniel Garcia goes to sign the contract for a title match. Pinky Sanchez already signed the contract through DocuSign a week before because he's afraid of a potential fight that's going to happen at the contract signing. And after Paul Heyman comes out and announces this happened, we hear Javon Evans' music play to cheers from the crowd, since we haven't seen him in months. His ribs are still taped as he looks them up, both up and down. Javon says, "I'm the champion, and I never lost my title, so it's only right that I get another shot at the title." The crowd cheers. "I will get back what's mine. Danny, you know damn well you shouldn't have had that gold on your waist. So I want you. And anybody else that got beef with him, you're going to have to wait. I got to get it back in blood." And then Daniel Garcia says, "I don't know if you heard, but I'm no longer champion. Just because you don't know how to land moves has nothing to do with me. Not only did you mess up your ribs, you probably scrambled your brains too. I'm not the champion. Pinky Sanchez is." So ain't nobody worried about him. He has to be in the match because he got that gold around his waist. So he gonna get it too, because the enemy of my enemy can also go play in traffic. You also in the way of me getting what's mine. So M-Dog Matt Cross comes out and he talks about how he was cheated and deserves a shot because Daniel can't beat him without cheating. And all of them start arguing in the ring and getting each other's faces. Later that night, Alex Wright goes against Teflon Dom Mysterio. The match is a great co-main event match. Wright goes up for a diving leg drop, but Dom kips up, punches his gut, and does a super tiger bomb to a screaming crowd as he pins for the win. And he is the second competitor in the Cruiserweight Classic ladder match. Wright doesn't have both shoulders down, so he's going off against. So he is going off about it as the ref crowns Dom the victor. The next week, Amazing Red and AR Fox are having their match, and it's a 5-star highlight match. Getting towards the end, and while they're battling it out, the guest commentator Daniel Garcia is talking, and Javon Evans runs in from the crowd and beats on him as the crowd is hyped. Javon gets aggressive, won't stop swinging. Amazing Red tries to pull him off, and Javon swings on him, resulting in a DQ called as AR Fox, pissed off, swings on him, and full pandemonium goes on in the ring. The commentators say Heyman needs to get this under control as security pulls them off each other. The next week, Heyman says, See, usually we have the Cruiserweight Classic ladder match for a shot at the EWO Cruiserweight title at our biggest pay-per-view, Wrestle Warfare. But we're going to do things differently, as this Cruiserweight Classic ladder match will be this pay-per-view, DEF CON 1, and it will be a classic indeed when it is actually for the EWO Cruiserweight title. I already have 4 people in mind for the ladder match. How we usually do these 4-way classic ladder matches. But I was going to have AR Fox and Amazing Red in the match since neither one got to realistic see who was going to be in the match, and it's not fair to both since it was cut short by Javon and Daniel Garcia. We also have two others, Teflon Don and Alex Wright. Dom pinned Wright, but Wright's arms was was under the rope, so that call was incorrect by our steam referees. Then I was going to add our champion, making it 5, but I thought of something else. Matt Cross made a pretty good case that he was screwed out of a shot, time and time again. Of course, our champ would be in it, making it a 6-way ladder match. Then we got you two, who can't seem to keep your hands off each other because this title right here. So Daniel Garcia, Javon Evans, hell, you're in it too. And the crowd is loud with cheers. So before the actual event, we see a tweet from Garcia says, hopefully you can be able to stick to your moves this time. And Javon Evans says, watch what you say. A promo can turn into an ambulance match real quick. And tweets surfaced and they're going viral between the competitors over the course of the week until we get to the actual pay-per-view. So usually I do the attires, but for this, I'm not doing it because it's 8 niggas, so I'm not doing it. So Pinky comes out first, though, which is unusual for the champion for this. He has white tights with pink trunks over them and baby blue boots and a baby blue ascot. I just want to let y'all know.
I love that you tell us
You're like, all right, except for these outfits.
Just him. I just want to just know what he got out.
I was really hoping you were going to give us another one after that. Oh, wait, also.
Also, I hate that you have the champion come out first.
No, but like I said, it's just him.
But
because
also, Dom's got on a Gucci belt.
He has to come out so they can hoist the thing up.
Well, I don't know. Well, you can do that too. But I'm just saying he's only out there first because he does everything weird. He's a comedy wrestler, so everything's
Can I ask a
backwards,
question quick?
Go
Oh, that's weird. Then.
What the fuck is a Teflon Dom?
That's Dirty Dom.
That's
He's Teflon Dom here.
Nothing sticks to him. He's Teflon.
Yeah, he's Teflon Dom here.
Can't pin a charge on him.
And can I ask a quick question?
What's up?
Who the fuck is Pinky? What the hell?
Pinky Sanchez. You see him in the corner, right?
He wrestles in Chikara, CZW.
Cool.
That's mainly it. But see, that's really it. Chikara, CZW. I was always a fan of Pinky Sanchez. I was like, you know what? I want to bring him here. So he's here. So the match starts and everyone slides up the ring immediately at the exact same time. They all are trying to grab at the ladder under the ring. We only got one ladder. We only got 3 ladders here, by the way, because we can't afford all them ladders. So we got 3 ladders.
So if all the ladders break, you're just fucked.
We're screwed.
Are they used ladders or did you buy brand new ladders?
These are all brand new ladders that came out of Paul Heyman's.
It's gotta be used. It's gotta
do the breakaway ladders, so if they break, it takes a real jump through. It ain't gonna be like Candice LeRae where it explodes the ladder.
You need one of those like they ran out of aluminum ladders, so you had to get one of those wooden ladders.
No, these are the
just a little shorter.
These are them orange ladders. So like I said, they all get out the ring at the same time. They all try to grab at the ladder.
Grab a step stool instead.
Nope, can't do that here. It's too high up. And they all try to grab at the ladder under the ring. And AR Fox climbs the barricade and does a rolling senton that takes out everyone as the crowd is hyped. Pinky hits his finisher immediately. It was just called 2 in the pink on Alex Wright, which is a double knee atomic drop. And by the way, all his moves I made up. So yeah, these are none of his moves. So don't go looking these up because you're not gonna find them. So double knee.
So it's your fault.
Like if he named it that, and you just
right. That was one thing, but now you told me you named it that.
Nope, I made it. Like all his moves, I made up. All his moves, I made up for him. So the really big package and the 2 in the pink are his moves. Then on Dirty Dom, then it turns into. It's my fault. Let me go back. 2 in the pink on Alex Roach, a double knee atomic drop. Then on Teflon Dom, then it turns into a 2 in the pink party as he hits everyone with the move. So Javon grabs the ropes and sees Daniel Garcia laying against the barricade. And similar to his one-on-one match with him, as he can't get himself to finish his springboard aside moonsault, he turns and gets hit with the running forward flip DDT by AR Fox onto the apron. Pinky's on the ground. Dom is climbing the top rope, about to do a moonsault. Javon runs and jumps to the top rope, showing off his athleticism, and then does a German suplex off the top. Dom lands on his stomach to a roaring crowd. They're slow to get back up, and Amazing Red is a stiff running drop kick that turns him inside out. At one point, Cross does a springboard drop kick to the side of the ladder, which Pinky is climbing. The ladder gets knocked over, but Pinky puts his foot on the ropes, balancing himself in the ladder, and he does that taunt like smart thinking. But then AR Fox gets on the top rope and runs along the rope and spears him off on the ringside. Daniel Garcia and Alex Wright stare each other down. The crowd gets hyped as they're face to face, and Garcia slowly starts hitting his dance. And then Wright starts hitting his little dance at the same time, normal speed. Then Garcia gets pissed off and hits his dance even harder. And they both hit their signature dances even harder to cheers from the crowd as they crowd gets louder and louder until they both get hit from behind by Pinky Sanchez and Dirty Dom. Some AR Fox gets kicked in the gut. Javon Evans lifts Dominic backdrop style and tosses him up, and he does a cutter to AR Fox to roars from the crowd as AR Fox lands neck first onto the mat. Cross climbs the ladder and dives off into a cutter to Amazing Red. And with the ladder laying on the quarter, Alex Wright is in front of it, and Javon does a running crossbody that has him land on the ladder behind him. Pinky has his head in the ladder and does a helicopter hitting everyone in sight until Dom gets under him and hits a Queen suplex. Pinky favors his neck after this spot and rolling around in pain. Javon telling someone in the front row to get up and help him bridge the ladder on the apron and announcer's table. Garcia tries to spear Red, but Red jumps up on the ladder, and Garcia turns around to Red hitting a moonsault to them as they turn around. And at one point, Pinky is grabbing for the title, and Dom does a drop toe hold to Daniel Garcia, and it knocks the ladder over. Pinky, being afraid, grabs onto the wire that's hanging on the crane. Yes, it's a crane that's holding up, holding on the title. As he's holding on, Amazing Red gets on the apron and goes for a springboard double axe handle, but Pinky reverses with the reverse Hurricane Rana out of the air. And the crowd chants "Holy shit" as they both lay there in pain. Dom German suplexes Fox into the barricade, and then German suplexes Fox onto a laid out ladder. Javon gets the courage and finally hits the springboard aside moonsault to Daniel Garcia outside the ring. And then we have Wright and Amazing Red are climbing the ladder and are swinging on each other. Dom and Javon are in a punch exchange, and Javon punches Dom, and Dom falls backwards and hits the ladder, causing the ladder to go the other way, and setting them both through the table set up outside the ring. Now Alex Wright and Amazing Red are pretty much out of the match now. They're like laid out. Pinky is ringside as Cross is on the apron. Pinky tries to clothesline his legs, but Cross runs and kicks off the ring post and flips off and does a 450 clothesline off the apron onto Pinky as the crowd is going crazy. Cross starts powering up as he's setting up the ladder. He climbs it and is touching the title, but Garcia sees this and gets in the ring and grabs the bottom rung from behind and moves it forward onto the table that was set up on the outside. So now Cross is out. And ladder is up outside the ring. AR Fox is climbing the ropes and stands on the top rope. He leapfrogs over the ladder and does an elbow drop to Dom on the announcer's table as the crowd all get up and cheer. So now those two are pretty much out as well. As we have Javon climbs up slowly. At the same time, Garcia is climbing up slowly as well. Pinky slides in the ring slowly as he slowly climbs behind Javon. Javon and Garcia both reach for the belt. Javon pulls down the belt to cheers from the crowd. He climbs up a little bit more and raises it to even louder cheers. So that's the end of that match.
Who won?
Javon Evans. He got his title back.
Can you read the finish for me again?
Yeah. So basically, it was just a thing where they're both like him and his rival Garcia are both like climbing up real slow. Then Pinky starts to climb up as well, like from behind them. And then as they both are reaching out, Javon gets it first and just rips it down.
Okay. I'm still processing.
I don't have a number, but I could start to give commentary.
Please do.
I feel like that some of these commentaries are things that are unique to this match, particularly like I feel like you should have read like the competitors in the match before the build in this case, just because it's such a messy match and build, because you have an 8-person ladder match and all these moving parts.
Yeah.
And it was hard to follow. That was the
it is a lot. It's a lot with 8 people, and I understand where you're coming from. That's why it's like, so I get what I was doing.
I've done builds like that. It's hard to write like big builds like that, so I'm not going to be the dickhead on that front. At least not too bad.
And that's the only reason why I wanted the picture up there too, because that's why that way you can kind of see everybody in the match.
Mainly, I said like if you have a big match like that, again, list it for the audio listeners because they're going to probably be confused. I'll also say that it does have that ECW problem where like the story is like what the fuck's going on, and then you get to the match like, oh, this is pretty good. Like,
it's hard to book an 8-man match. That's my thing. I just wanted to make this match so bad, but that was my thing. Like, multi-man matches are always my weak point,
Hmm.
I would say. But yeah.
My only other bit of commentary before I take a minute to see if others got scores is that them Pinky Sanchez moves being your choice is gross.
Because he doesn't. Thing is, I looked him up. He doesn't have any known finishers or signatures, so I had to make some stuff up for him. I just seen him in a couple matches. I was like, he's nice, but it's just he doesn't have any actual finishing moves.
Yeah, I'd like to see
I
more
respect
development on his gimmick later on and see what you can do with it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take a moment off and see if somebody else wants to give a number.
I have a score.
Okay, go ahead.
So it was a bit messy and a bit hard to follow. I couldn't tell you a person's moment, like a wrestler's moment that stood out for me.
Yeah.
Just because it was like this person did this and this person, and then you read it so fast, which I know you're trying to save time.
I
Like,
am. I don't want you. I want to be here all day, so I try to look out for you.
Yeah, you read it. You read it like an auctioneer almost. Like it was hard to follow
I
who was
slow it
doing
down. I
what.
slow it down.
Yeah, but I mean, from what I was catching, it sounded like them wrestlers was hitting bitches. Sounded like they was really hitting them
It was
things.
hitting them.
So I'm gonna say I was somewhat entertained by what was going on, but I couldn't even register what the finish was or who won until you reread what it was. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna give it a 3, just right in the middle. I'm just gonna give it a 3.
Okay.
What was John's score?
Coherency's
Or did he
sake.
not give a score?
He didn't give a score. He said he need more time.
I guess I'll go next.
Okay.
I agree with what they said. It was hard to follow.
Yeah, it's a
Also,
lot.
I'm gonna give Mike some credit here for how engrossing his show was last week. Like, I was locked in the whole time for his
Thank
show,
you.
which is it's different.
Right.
So I don't know. I think I might try to lend some or steal some of that style of writing, not necessarily a celebrity death match, but trying to make it more. It was hard to follow. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing.
Yeah,
And
I thought so
yeah.
too. I didn't want to
the-
be.
It was
finish
me
was
trying
underwhelming.
to put 8 people in a match, and so I had one person who's trying to get back the cruiserweight title, another person that was screwed out of it. So it was like everybody had a reason to be there, but it was just it's a lot to process. All
Yeah,
Honestly,
for sure.
You
for
should have
sure.
cut it to 6. I think it
You
would
could
have
have
been
cut
easier
out
to
Matt
follow.
Cross.
And
You
I
could've
cut
cut
another
out
thing too.
AR5.
I do also think that it last week being my introduction to this, and seeing how fucking crazy it was, and
Yeah.
then
Damn,
it's
I
like
ruined it for all y'all. What?
yeah, and then this week is like an actual wrestling match. It was like, oh
Yeah, that's how it usually
My
is.
bad.
That's how it usually is.
yeah, like last week it was like oh yeah, like people are going to hell and dream dimensions and fire coming out of the ring. And
To
this
be
week is
fair,
like,
that's not
oh,
too
yeah.
much different from my regular booking too. So
Yeah,
And
and
it's-
then this
I
week
mean,
is
it's
like,
hard
oh,
to
he
go
did a
from-
moonsault. It's like,
It's
oh,
hard to
okay,
go
well.
from
Yeah.
jalapeno shits to
Yeah.
he pinned him for the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Joe pulled the wool over your eyes with this one.
Some of it is also
He said whoever goes second after Mike is gonna have.
the
It's like a wrestling match. You open hot, and then the second match, you're just like, ah.
Yeah,
Damn.
having him start last week was an interesting choice. Whoever decided to have him go first. that
It's
was-
because I won in Book It verse 3, so that's how that made the draft order, because we did that before Book It verse 4.
It was random.
Yeah.
No,
what
I
the fuck
thought
are
it
you
was-
talking about. No, it's always random every.
Oh, I didn't know we randomized it.
I've never in my
I
life
remember
heard of
somebody
this.
telling me
Me
because
and
it was
Mike
after
said-
Book It verse 3.
No,
I have
Mike
no
wanted to
idea.
Say, remember when I won Book It for 3 guys?
it was definitely
I was like, I
not.
could have sworn it was.
hey
real.
Mike,
also
you
don't
already
remember-
fucked you over.
Not
You didn't
true.
need to do that.
Well, you know what? I thought somebody told me that, so fuck you.
Yeah, I drafted second. I don't believe I came in
yeah,
second.
it was-
Because
gonna say,
I
when
kept
you-
begging not to be first.
Back to
Travis,
the rating.
to build on to your point,
Okay.
a little bit, I do think that part of the difference was also delivery and voice work. Last Sean noted, Kenny was talking too fast, while Mike
yeah.
was capturing the voices of Celebrity Deathmatch very perfectly, so it was very immersive. While Kenny kind of turned into word salad on that match because it is kind of wrestler salad of a match already.
Yeah, like the only character that you really did was Javon. Like you gave him a little character with like his quips and stuff, but that was about all that you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I-
Another
I-
thing too. Sorry, one last thing to interrupt you all on. I cut down like a lot on these shows too. Because after the first show that we did, I was like, okay, I don't want the show to be long, so I cut like half. Like there was like a lot more promos going on, so a
Well,
lot of these are cut down quite a bit.
Well, that was a mistake.
unfortunately, we
Well,
can't
yeah,
grade
you
you
shouldn't have did
on
that, so.
things you didn't present to us.
No. That's what, I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying that that's
Uh,
another good thing too. I cut down a lot, so that way we can. The show's
Okay.
not 3 hours long.
Yeah,
Like I was
I'm not
saying,
cutting shit. Fuck y'all.
Speaking of, we should go ahead, Travis.
You sure?
Yes, please.
All right.
Take my wife, please.
I think it was hard to follow. There was too many wrestlers, and the finish was anticlimactic. And I didn't think that the wrestlers had good enough like reason for me to care. It just felt like you were like, "Hey, y'all wrestle good.
Yes.
Go to the ring." And it's like, okay, fair enough, but
Which is
I'm
not
gonna give
kinda
you a
wrestling.
2.75.
What'd you give it?
2.75.
Okay.
Also, I thought Matt Cross was Mojo Rawley at first when I first looked up, and that threw me all the way the fuck off.
He is
I-
not on his breath.
I'll make this simple. Everything that they all just said goes for me. That's exactly what I was thinking. I'm giving you 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
Ooh, it's getting worse by a quarter every time.
I didn't.
Whoa.
I didn't connect with anybody, and maybe it was the way you presented it, but I was like, I have no idea what's happening.
Um,
That's on me for sure.
Oh, Damone, you got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say I like it more than they did. I do agree that there was too many. Like I realistically, you could have gotten rid of Matt Cross. You could have gotten rid of AR Fox. Honestly, you could have gotten rid of Dom too in this match and just did the 4-way or 5-way. But
Yeah.
overall, the match itself was good. Sometimes wrestlers just be wrestling. So I'm
Goddamn
gonna
right.
give you a 4.25.
Hey, I knew I liked you, Damone.
And some of taking that off is because you had the champion come out first. Don't do that.
Well, that's like I said,
Um,
that's only going to happen here, just because the fact that
Good.
he's backwards.
I thought I was gonna be the lover because that is kind of my style a lot of the time. It's just good wrestler wrestle good. I'm not gonna glaze you like Damone. I guess he's having a nice week. But I was gonna give you 3.25 for the sentiments we all shared. I think the wrestling would be enough for me to enjoy myself if I were watching the pay-per-view, but them weeklies wouldn't have been as good. So
Yeah, it's definitely flippy shit. That's what this was. Definitely.
My score was more based because the match was good. I mean, that's really where most of mine comes from. I just didn't like the story. It just didn't connect with me. I understand wrestlers could be wrestling, and that's fine, but
Oh no, that's why I said I don't have a problem with that, because this is my major weakness is multi-man matches, and I accepted that 3 BookIt verses ago. I just want to book this match.
well, I mean, I'm glad you tried.
Oh yeah, Joe, what's yours? Let me get everybody.
Well, it was a 2.5, but then we had to throw more butt stuff in, and anytime there's butt stuff, I'm just taking off quarters.
Oh.
2.25.
I was like, butt stuff.
Where was
I thought Joe was like, then you had a butt stuff 5.
Hopefully, nobody ever fucking gets Rikishi, because you're about to get 0.5 from Joe.
All right, now let's get in the match 2. So you can go ahead, Damone, and go into that next one. So it's a tag team title match qualifier. Otis and Ivar have a great match against Von Wagner and Kid Cash, and the tag team champions M&M, John Morrison and Joey Mercury, are definitely doing commentary ringside in their mink coats. It's very back and forth. Otis does a running crossbody that turns Kid Cash inside out, followed by a diving moonsault from Ivar for the 1, 2, 3. The crowd is loud with cheers as Otis and Ivar finally get a shot at the championship. Breathing heavy, Ivar calls for a mic. Hey, Von Wagner, Kid Cash, you two are 2 tough sons of bitches. Give them a round of applause. And the crowd cheers. Those 2 are great competitors. They deserve their flowers. Otis grabs the mic and says, if you want to see 2 big burly boys by the name of Otis and Ivar win the EWO Tag Team Championship, give me a hoo yeah. And the crowd goes, hoo yeah, right along with them.
Oh yeah.
Hoo yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now does it? He's 2 tons of fun and I got all the guns. Hoo yeah. We don't need a catchphrase. You're just going to catch hell against 2 heavyweights. And Eminem get in the ring, and they look disgusted. John Morrison laughs and says, of course 2 cows are going to milk this moment. The crowd boos. Joey Mercury gets in Otis's face. Why are you looking down? There's no snacks down there, fat boy. Look at me. I am one half of the tag team champions. We came to this redneck cousin fucking Confederate flag sporting red pickup truck driving Trump supporting county fair attending pink toe minis haberdashery beef jerky eating rodeo watching Cracker Barrel working Iron Pony commercial starring piece of shit town because this company need real wrestling and
Five.
we're going to get it from these two fat pieces of miserable balled up pieces of paper fighting for belts when they really shouldn't be fighting when they really should be fighting for a girdle. The crowd boos. So if you really want to match with us, hit the gym or tell Randy, the equipment guy, to reinforce the ropes. Because since we're going against two heavyweights, and I do mean heavyweights, Randy has a tough job ahead of him. We got one thing for you. How can you hit what you can't see? And then the next week, Eminem are already in the ring. Morrison says Ivar and Otis are idiots, and you people aren't too far from them. They struggled against Kid Cash and Von Wagner. Now you think they can beat us? Mercury says, our experience, our speed, our chemistry, unmatched. But these two clowns are apparently the ones that's going to stop us. When's the last time you seen us lose? Better question, when's the last time you see our tag team get offense on us? We are too damn fast. And Otis and Ivar's music hits, and they come out with their own mic saying, "Ooh yeah!" And the crowd repeats with them. He does it one more time as the crowd repeats it with them. And they get in the ring before they can get into what they're going to say. Mercury says, "Didn't we already do this last week? So here you go again, asking for seconds. Why am I not surprised?" And the crowd boos. I suppose you want apologies for what I said last week. Looking at you and the way you eat, I'll never be the bigger man. And Morrison says, "This is supposed to be a championship fight, not a food fight." They're like laughing and clapping hands. Otis, pissed off, says, "Enough of the fat jokes. You guys come out here every week with the same old shtick. I got six-pack abs. Ooh, I'm pretty. I wear a rat skin coat, but that's going to be nothing when we kick your teeth in. We aren't the number one contenders for no reason. Now you had those belts long enough, and ooh yeah, we're taking them. We're gonna give you we're gonna give you two of the biggest upsets as the ones you call out of shape. We'll make sure you had a time when we put your lights out and show off our newly found gold." As they walk off and cut to a different part of the show, later that night we see Ariana Grace trying to interview Otis and Ivar. As the audio isn't that great, as we're like you can hear cars driving by and to catch the audio of this, and as she says, guys, one word. And they're too focused on Eminem. The next week, Thursday for the spotlight, Ariana Grace has a sit down with Eminem per their request. As they sit and say, Mercury, he says, 1 second. I think I put that in there weird. Okay.
More
So
butt stuff.
yeah, my fault. So Ivar and Otis, I'm sorry, he sits with them. And he says, "Mercury, Morrison, I have a few questions for you. This entire build, you've been talking about how fat they. I'm sorry, I messed it up. So it was Mercury Morrison. So he says, "Mercury, Morrison, I have a few questions for you. This entire build, you've been talking about how fat they were. You really don't like their appearance, do you? I mean, no pun intended, but I mean, look at them. Then look at us. This is the build we need to be talking about." Morrison gets up and shows off his 8-pack. He said, "I have a 6-pack." Well, clearly, fatty can't count. This is being billed as David versus Goliath for tag teams, speed versus strength, when it's really beauty versus the beast. But let's be honest, I don't even know why they're so angry. They should be happy. They would never be on this match card if it weren't for us. We're doing favors, and people on Twitter acting like we're the bad guys. We do charity work, and this is how you repay us? You fans don't realize how good you got it. We are the past, we are the present, we are the future. We are truly the best thing in this tag division. We are who the men want to be and all the women want to be with. Be honest. You don't really like Otis and Ivar. You feel sorry for them. So let's do this properly. Do us a favor, watch and admire, as this weekend you will hear and still your EWO tag team champions, Joey Mercury and John Morrison. That'll be all. No more questions. So now it's the night of the pay-per-view, and Otis and Ivar move the curtain out the way to cheers as they come out in all black singlets with blue trim as "hoo yeah" from the crowd as they come out. Eminem moved the curtain out the way, and they both come out to the red carpet being laid out by the road crew as they come out in all white tights with gold trim and the pants, and the belts hanging from the pants, swinging them like dicks. And the match kicks off, and Eminem used their speed immediately, doing running drop kicks to the legs and enziguris to the head. They continue to frequently tag in and out, beating up Otis in the corner. And anytime Otis would try to keep up, they were just too fast for him. So Otis tries to go for a clothesline, and Mercury, showing off his body, drops down to a knee and rotates between different knees as he continues to show off his lower body strength. And Otis goes for another. Mercury kips up to evade it, then super kicks his gut, then does a running leapfrog elbow drop to the back of his head while he's bent over. This all stops when Mercury goes for a clothesline, but Ivar runs through it like it's nothing, and he comes back and does a corkscrew shoulder block to a loud crowd. Ivar does a shoulder tackle to Morrison in the corner, and Irish whips, and Morrison is met with a big boot to the center of the big boot in the center of the ring. Ivar is out of the ring. Morrison slingshots himself into a head scissors that flips Ivar. Ivar crawls into the barricade, and Mercury sprints and does a running double knee to him in the barricade corner. Mercury stands on the middle rope. Morrison gets on the top rope, leapfrogs over him, and does a corkscrew splash. Otis is in the corner now. Mercury and Morrison bounce off the ropes, and when they come back, they slide out the ring, grabbing Otis at the same time, bringing him down, then slide him backwards, and they hit him groin first into the ring post. Mercury's on the apron. Ivar pulls the top rope, and Mercury goes flying forward. Ivar does a cutter in midair to cheers from the crowd. He quickly covers 1, 2. Morrison dives forward and stops the pin. Ivar and Otis are ringside trying to gather themselves, and Morrison on the apron looks back and does a starship pain to the outside, hitting them both as the crowd goes nuts. Mercury talking shit as Morrison gets back on the apron and holds the ring post using his upper body strength to keep his body horizontal as he does a splash to Otis. And Ivar does a handspring back elbow to Mercury as he drops to the ground while Otis is charging up in the corner, then yells, "Hoo yeah!" and does a caterpillar to a roaring crowd. Morrison is on the apron. He goes for a springboard, but Otis shoves him, and Morrison goes flying back as he goes through the announce table as the crowd goes nuts as he lays there. And Otis on one knee out of breath as the crowd chants, "Holy shit!" Morrison is in the tree of woe. Ivar grabs Mercury and does a corner belly to belly suplex, hitting Morrison in the corner as well. Ivar climbs up the turnbuckle while Mercury and Morrison are slow to get up. Everybody stands on their feet as he does a diving moonsault to the outside. Otis does a running crossbody to Mercury, seated by the barricade at one point. Morrison is about to dive off the top rope, but Otis punches him in the gut. He lifts him up into an inverted razor's edge and tosses him forward into a cutter from Ivar. He quickly pins. 1, 2. Mercury dives forward and stops the pin. Morrison is holding Otis back while Mercury is pinning Ivar. Otis shoves Morrison back, and he goes flying back and stops the pin accidentally. Otis starts to get momentum, but Morrison and Mercury get on both sides of Otis, and as Morrison does a chuck kick off the ropes, as Mercury lays flat on the ground and trips him. Like he does like that little roll on the ground and trips Otis at the same time. Ivar is getting double teamed by Eminem until Mercury goes for a triple satellite tornado DDT, but Ivar uses his strength to keep him up and tosses him up in the air. Ivar and Otis hit the more bang for your Buick on Morrison, which is where Ivar does a Samoan roll and Otis does a Vader bomb. Then Ivar completes it with the diving moonsault.
What's it stipend?
One, I was waiting for that move. I was like, y'all hear that?
More bang for your Buick is
1, 2. Morrison kicks out the walls from the crowd. Morrison Irish whips Ivar into the steel steps ringside. Morrison grabs Otis and does a STL backbreaker, then turns and does a Russian leg sweep. Mercury does a standing moonsault and holds him down as Morrison does that little breakdancing leg drop thing. And then Morrison goes for a springboard moonsault, but is met with a super kick from Ivar. Ivar gets hype and turns around to Mercury going for a running crossbody, but it doesn't move Ivar as he favors his stomach, and Ivar is still standing. Morrison grabs Ivar from behind, but Ivar hollers out and elbows him. He grabs him, does like world's strongest slam style, and does a backflip with him, doing a flipping slam as the crowd is wild. And then the crowd gets hype as Otis climbs the turnbuckle, as he doesn't usually climb the turnbuckle. The crowd are all on their feet as Otis does a very stiff-looking frog splash. He pins. 1, 2, 3. Everybody gets up on their feet as they're handed the EWO Tag Team Championships, and they smile and hug each other and tap belts and raise them. Finn.
So, big boys won?
The big boys won. The big burly boys.
All right.
Ooh,
Here's
your
that's $5. That's $5. That was beautiful, perfectly executed. I like the story. I like the match. $5.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Eminem was just the right amount of dicks, and Ivar and Otis were the like pause.
Huge pause. Huge pause.
Right about it, it's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Keep going. That was just crazy. I had to say something. So, I do agree with you. Golly.
Ivar and Otis were the like lovable like baby faces, and they got the chip like you want them to. So, and more bang for your Buick is hilarious. So,
That was what I
$5.
couldn't wait for y'all to hear. I was like, this movie is so dumb. Who's next?
I'll go.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed it. I like the story more than I like the match.
Okay.
And I like the promo. But that's just saying I really, really like the promo.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 4.5.
4.5. And I try to do something different because I usually have that David versus Goliath. I wanted to be the smaller guys were the tough ones, so I had them be super fast while they're just trying to keep up with them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
You
tried to
did a
do
good job. You did a good job.
I really like this too. I think you did a nice fresh take on Eminem. I honestly like that you didn't include Melina so that they could kind of have their more, I guess, their indie reinvention because they go without her now.
Yeah.
But yeah, the promos were funny, really good. Both sides had at least something memorable take place in the promos. Like Sean said, the match was a little bit less good, but the promos carried us through. I'm gonna go with I'll match Sean at 4.5. I think that is an appropriate rating for this. It wasn't perfect, but it was pretty damn good.
All right. I like this. I like the tag team of Ivar and Otis. I think that's hilarious. It's a great team. I like the juxtaposition of the two teams. You got the pretty boys and you got the big boys, the dirty boys.
The big burly boys.
Yeah, so it's like, you know what I mean? So I like that. I agree with what they said. I like the promos and the story. I like the match. I thought the match was equally as good as the story.
I was gonna say they was going crazy.
So therefore, I'm gonna give you a 4.80 with your 20-cent stipend for $5.
Hey,
I hate
what
this
was
man.
the 20 cent stipend? I forget what was that for.
The
More
Buick.
bang for your Buick.
Yeah.
Okay, I can remember. Okay, and then Joe, what you got for it?
I'm sitting at a 4.5 as well. That was good.
Hey, I'll
It
take
had
it.
me
Why'd you
laughing.
say you hate me, Damone? What did I do?
Because you did all that just to give him a 5 instead of just
Well,
saying.
I was going second to last. I was trying to give him some kind of I want to get my talking.
No,
points in.
I get that part. It's the 4.8 and then adding the stipend part.
Well, he was getting a 5 either way, and I can't give him a 5.2.
True.
So can't
I
do
already
it.
announced the stipend, so I had to go.
You could have given him your 5.5.
I was not. I contemplated it for like 3 seconds, and I said, "Nah."
It's too
It
early.
wasn't
It's too
that
early.
good.
No, yeah. I don't think it was a 5.5, bro. I just thought,
Yeah, like I could have gone a 4.7. It's like 4.75 to 5, and you know what I mean. I wouldn't have been mad either way with my score.
I'll take it because I thought y'all were gonna hate that match. So I was like, hey, I'll take it. I will definitely take it. Okay, going to the next
You
one.
underestimated our love for stupid shit in promos.
I really did. underestimate it.
Oh yeah.
Ooh yeah, because I told them that I was gonna do that. Like I warned y'all, like the who yeah was coming. Okay, so
I like how the promo said, "Oh, we don't do
well, that's the point. They just said they don't have a
slogans," and then they had a
catchphrase.
slogan.
Then they got a catchphrase.
We don't do catchphrases, and then we got a catchphrase.
Then they go, ooh yeah.
Ooh yeah!
That's good heel shit.
I wish you did a better Otis, but it's fine.
I don't even know what that man sounds like. Like, to be honest, I just made a fat. I was like, this is what a fat nigga would probably sound like.
Good lord. You just said that multi-man matches are your weak point. We get another one.
This is,
Yeah,
I
this
think
is
this is the last one.
crazy.
Let's see, yeah, you got one more.
This is a
Who the-
lot.
But I did them early.
Oh God, Tommy Dreamer. Jesus Christ, this match.
Yeah, this is Sean's kind of match. This match is gonna get gross.
Hey,
This is a death match.
whoever is in charge of Team Mastiff over here looks like they blended me and Joe together.
But yeah, we're gonna get into it. So Paul Heyman comes out and says, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
And I have type 2 diabetes. So
Not diabetes. Without these guys, I wouldn't be where I am today. The first person I want to bring out is someone who not only the world feared, but the world could relate to. That uncle you never saw without a beer in his hand and a cigarette in his mouth that turned into an extreme champion. Nothing he did was meant to be pretty, but it was meant to hurt. Give it up for the Sandman. He comes through the crowd with the Singapore cane and can of beer as everyone surrounds him as Enter Sandman plays. He cracks open the can of beer on his head and then sprays it everywhere as the fans goes nuts. And he gets in the ring and raises it up. and the heart of the company, the spirit of a hero, the pulse of hardcore, Tommy Dreamer. And then Tommy Dreamer comes out hype through the entrance, high fiving everyone with his back to the ring. He's like kind of his back, and like everybody's tapping his back, whatever. Like yeah, it's Tommy Dreamer. He gets in the ring and has the arm raised. Now I know we had our ups and downs, but I wouldn't want to go through it without you two. You two bastards were the difference makers. Two people you could run a company off of. You didn't cry and beg to get out of matches. You two sucked it up, put everything in that ring, and went home. So today, I want to give a special thanks to these men, because without you, I am nothing. And before Paul Heyman can say anything else, Scott Norton and Dave Mastiff come out. Mastiff says, I don't know about you all, but I'm sick of these hardcore tributes. How many times are we going to see these old heads, the two people of yesteryear that couldn't wrestle in the first place? We're supposed to applaud this? No. Tell me the truth. Are we supposed to like this? You
Isn't
two?
Dave Mastiff Scottish?
Probably. I don't know. Never heard him speak. So imagine you two suck.
Go on,
You
hero.
I was about to
two
say,
suck.
I'm pretty sure he's Scottish.
Okay, let me go back. I don't know about you all, but I'm sick of these hardcore tributes.
There it is.
How many times are we going to see these old heads? The two people. I'm sorry to sound Mexican now. The two people of
There
yesteryear
it is.
that could wrestle the first.
El
place.
Racisto.
Yeah, we're going to applaud. I can't do the tongue. I'm sorry. Tell me the truth. Are we supposed to like this? You two suck. The crowd boos. Quit lying to yourselves. You two wouldn't hack it with my generation. And Norton grabs a mic and says, the only thing we respect about the old school is good old-fashioned grown man strength. And we got that in spades. I don't even know what losing feels like, because brute strength is all that you need in this business. And Dreamer quiets down the crowd as they're booing him and says, it's all good. We'll nip this in the bud. We don't need to wait till the pay-per-view. We can do this shit right now. And the crowd cheers. Paul Heyman shrugs his shoulders and says, well, we got our match. And then Norton and so now the match starts, and Norton and Mastiff overpower them the entire match. But when Sandman and Dreamer start to make a comeback, Scarlett and Daphne come out to everyone being confused on why they're out there. And Scarlett nods to Daphne, and Daphne signals for the corner dropkick. I'm sorry, Dreamer signals for the corner dropkick, and Scarlett distracts the ref. Daphne slides in and low blows Tommy from behind. Dave Mastiff hits a running crossbody that flattens him. He pins for the win as the crowd boos. The next week, Scarlett comes out rubbing down the undefeated Scott Norton with baby oil. Norton looks at her and smiles. I'm sorry, and she smiles. Norton takes out Von Wagner in another squash match. The crowd cheers as we see Dreamer behind him getting hype, while Norton is none the wiser. Dreamer clotheslines him several times. He signals for the Dreamer driver, but Scarlett low blows him again. They stomp him out, and Sandman runs out to help Dreamer and get some offense in until Mastiff comes out and takes him out too. Daphne comes out, and her and Scarlett grab a table together. Scarlett puts gasoline all over the table, and Norton is in the corner with Dreamer. Scarlett lights the table on fire as Norton picks Dreamer up for a powerbomb off the top rope. They do this as he lays there. The crowd's in shock. The next week, Sandman and Dreamer are backstage. Dreamer says, this was supposed to be about us and them. But that's the problem. It's too many of them. It's not like I can beat her ass and her ass, but you guys have strength in numbers, so fuck that. We're ending that now, because I'm not the person to put my hands on the ladies, but I have two people here that will. Ladies, and then Maki Ito comes out as cheers fill the building. Maki Ito is one mean bitch, and Maki Ito chants fill the crowd. And who else would be crazy enough to be in a match like this? Who else would do a crazy match like this? And then he strokes his chin. Shotzi comes out as Shotzi chants fill the crowd. So what do you say? There's four of us, four of them. Why don't we make it a good old-fashioned Devil's Playground match? This way, there's no more cheating because there are no rules. So at DEF CON 1, we're going to make things interesting. See you there, you pricks. He throws the mic down. And then the fourth week, Shotzi and Maki get their first tag team match together with Scarlett and Daphne. The match is very back and forth until Scarlett knows they're going to lose, grabs a chair and cracks Maki with it from behind. She yells to Daphne to go grab a table, and she does it and is about to light it on fire. But Tommy and Sandman come out to their rescue, and as they all back up and they do that thing where they're like backing up and they're like talking shit to each other. So the actual match, the Band of Extreme, is what they call themselves. They all come out dressed in all black with red trim. Then Mastiff and Norton come out in all black singlets with white trim. Scarlett has on an all blue like lingerie. This is like the TNA Scarlett. I don't know if you remember how she looked then. She's had that, like, she was always wearing lingerie and stuff like that. And then Daphne, she has on an all black getup as well. So The match starts, and Mastiff and Norton are overpowering Dreamer and Sandman, as Daphne and Scarlet Bordeaux are very vicious with the striking on Shotzi and Makito. Dreamer's on the apron. Norton from the inside pulls the top rope, and Dreamer goes flying forward. And Norton does a cutter in midair to watch from the crowd. Then he kind of flips backwards and does like that, like I forget the name of it. It's pretty much like a mutalock. He pins one, two. Sandman stops it just in time. Daphne does a stiff punch that knocks out Scarlet. Daphne yells, "I'm not done with you." She steals the water bottle and pours it on her Scarlet's face, waking her back up as she's shaking the water out of her, like shaking the water out of her face, like trying to rub it out. "I want you to feel everything." She pulls two light tubes out. She places one on her back and then uses the other one and cracks it across her back as she screams out in pain. The crowd chants, "We won tables." Norton reaches under the ring for a second. He appears to be pulling out something, but then he comes up and it's just a middle finger as the crowd's loud with boos. Dreamer tries to go for a gourd buster off the top rope onto the bridge door on the outside. It gets reversed and Norton does a belly-to-belly suplex off and Dreamer goes through the door as the crowd is in shock. Daphne is climbing the top rope and Scarlet on the apron runs and elbows Daphne as she goes flying off and hits the glass table ringside. She sits there shaking, looking at her bloody hands as she slowly turns and reveals her back as the crowd chants "Holy shit" at her bloody back and hands. Dave Mastiff is lying on the table outside the ring. Sandman does a senton bomb to him on the outside of the ring. Norton tosses Sandman to the man sitting into the front row. Sorry, to the man sitting in the front row. Maki grabs Daphne and does a Rikishi driver off the second turnbuckle as the crowd goes wild. She pins 1, 2. Scarlet stops the pin. Dreamer gets the back of his shirt ripped by Mastiff, and Maki tries to sneak up on Mastiff from behind with a light tube, but Mastiff notices and does a lariat on her. He lifts the light tube up and hits Dreamer's back. Maki grabs Scarlet and pulls her into the parking lot. The white pickup truck out front as Maki slams Scarlet into the driver's side window several times. She drags her into in the bed of the truck. She lifts her up like electric chair style as some of the fans can like congregate over there to the parking lot. She does an iconoclasm, which is like pretty much like throws them forward into the windshield. And Norton hits a belly-to-belly suplex into the barricade. Sandman in pain crawls over to a can of beer, reaches out for it. Norton pulls his leg as Sandman gets pulled away. Scarlet pulls out a bag from under the ring. The crowd cheers as she pours it out, and we see thumbtacks hitting the ground. She smiles as she does it until Shotzi runs and clotheslines her out of the ring. Norton sees this and grabs Shotzi, but Shotzi kicks Norton in the nuts. He grabs the nuts in pain. Dreamer gets up slowly and spears him onto the thumbtacks as the crowd cheers. Shotzi can barely stand, but Mastiff smiles, then kicks her in the stomach and lifts her crucifix bomb style. As Scarlet lights the table outside on fire, she gets tossed over the ropes and onto the flaming table as the crowd chants "Holy shit." Sandman in pain crawls over to a can of beer, reaches for it. Norton goes to grab his leg again, but this time Sandman grabs the beer. He drinks it, and he's re-energized now and grabs a nearby kendo stick and cracks him. He continues to crack everyone in the group with it and raises it up to a roaring crowd. This ends when Mastiff hits a pop-up belly-to-belly into the turnbuckle. Mastiff is preparing for his very stiff lariat, and Dreamer is slow to get up. Norton charges, and Maki takes the stiff lariat as the crowd is in amazement as she lays there. Dreamer, pissed off, finally gets the strength to lift Norton for the Dreamer driver. Daphne kicks him in the nuts as he drops Norton. Norton runs and hits Dreamer with the stiff lariat. He covers for the pin. 1, 2, 3. The crowd boos as Norton is still undefeated, and the team all walk off together, hugging and high-fiving. After some time, the crowd is cheering loud as they start to slowly get up. Tommy Dreamer in pain calls for a microphone. He says, "EWO!" And the crowd cheers. "I want to thank every one of you. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have a job. Your energy, your support is what keeps us going. So because of you, we are able to go all out and yet another intense match. Thank you, Sandman, and always being being right by my side. Brother, Shotzi, you are the most insane chick I've ever seen. You have a bright future ahead of you, and I'm here for it. Makito, this is your last match with us before you head on over to TCW. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You have our support. They better treat you right, or I'll kick their ass. Thank you, Maki." And thank you, Maki chants fill the crowd. So from us to you, I'm going to have a beer. And Paul Heyman tosses beers into the crowd as Maki Ito gets one last drink with Team Dreamer.
We won't see you because you said nice-ish things about us.
I told you we do mention y'all because she's going there.
I think I'll start here. And I predict I'll be the biggest hater I did not like this like the moment I saw the matchup. And then I was hoping that you'd have like a promo or a spot or something that would change my mind because it was an uphill climb. And that climb uphill never happened for me. You're kind of in a gross position when the best in ring worker in your match is the Sandman. Um, and
Nah, I don't agree with
Don't
that.
do
But
that.
yeah, I don't
Nah,
agree with
man.
that. But okay.
at least in my opinion, I don't know much ball on Mastiff, but like
Mastiff can wrestle. Scarlet can wrestle.
I
Shotzi
don't
Scott
enjoy
can
Norton
wrestle.
can wrestle.
All of them can wrestle.
Yeah, like these are all people that can wrestle. Like Tommy Dreamer is a better in-ring wrestler than Sandman.
Nah, I got
He
Sand
is.
as being
He
more
is.
entertaining. I got
Sandman
Sandman
did
over all
one
of them
flip, and John was like, "He's the best wrestler alive."
both. Let's go, Sandman! You're the best
Yeah,
wrestler
this is
alive.
just a death match. Like this is
Whoa,
just
that
a
is
death
a
thing. That's what we're
weird
doing.
chant.
I would say that chant didn't work at all.
That chant did not. That fell
That,
apart.
it's the
You
Good
guys
Max
don't
chant.
watch
Caster chant.
you don't watch AEW.
Yeah.
He's
Like the whole
making
gimmick is that
reference
Max
to Max
Caster took a
Caster.
shitty chant and got it over. Um, anyways, uh, I really did not enjoy this, and I felt that like the Spirit of Hardcore kind of like ECW tribute vibe also didn't get moved past, and it felt like corny and forced to me. I just didn't enjoy myself on this one. I don't want to be too big of a dickhead, so I'm gonna give this a 1.5.
Okay.
I too agree with Scott Norton and Mastiff, and I'm sick of ECW tributes. They don't need any more. They've had too many. They've had more than years existed.
That's why I wanted to do that, to be like, okay, we sick of this shit. We're trying to hurt y'all. Like y'all suck. That was like the whole thing about this. We're tired of these tributes.
Sure, people.
We heard.
But then they kind of got a tribute at the end anyway.
Right.
Well,
Even
it-
though
Yeah,
they
that's what
lost.
I'm saying. It's still
I-
a tribute. It's still a
But,
tribute. You already did an ECW tribute in BookIt verse. We don't need this again.
Um, Yeah, I don't. This is my least favorite match so far.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a 3.
3. Okay.
And I don't even know if I consider this really a death match. It was hardcore more than a
It was
death
that
match.
they had the staple guns, they had the light tubes, flaming tables. They were going all out with it. They was real nasty with it.
There's no skewers or burning flesh through the arena. You can smell it.
Yeah, that was gross when you did that. That was disgusting. All right, who's next?
I follow that sentiment. I'm not as low as John was.
What did Damone give it?
A
Sorry,
3.
not-
Solid 3.
Three. We didn't need another ECW anything. I hated that end. I hated that tribute thing at the end. When I that like ripped everything away from any of the hardcore shit that happened, because you're about to go through all that and then take a second to thank everyone. No, thank you.
The Justice Brains really
That's how a
hammered
Tommy
it
Dreamer
up.
match goes.
I don't care.
Getting from the green room.
That shit was. That shit
To
was
be
trash.
fair, they did do that at the ECW tribute.
I'm not gonna lie. I
To.
made this right after that. I made this right after that. I was like, okay, what if we have somebody just say fuck this whole thing up?
I'm going with.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a. I'm gonna go with a 2.85.
2.85. Okay.
So I'm pretty much like what John was saying. There's just not a whole lot about this that I'm really like excited for. You know what I mean? Like I kept zoning out because I just didn't care. And I don't really like anybody in this match all like that. You didn't do anything to make me like them either. You know what I mean? Like you didn't win me over. I don't think this is like the most egregious thing you could put on there. Like I didn't like it, but it wasn't offensive, if that makes sense. So, like I'm not going to give you a 0.5. I'm going to give you a 1.13. Something to grow on.
All right.
I just had to get creative to think of a number. To be a
He's like,
bigger hater than
he
me.
said, I ain't gonna spit on you, but I'm gonna slap you. That's what he said. I ain't gonna spit on you, but I'm gonna slap you.
That
He's like,
Angel as
how
I'm
can I
gonna
be a
give you a
bigger dickhead?
1.13, something
Yeah, he
to
was like,
improve on.
he's like, now it wasn't the worst thing I was, but
Well, the thing is I was thinking about giving you a 1. So
Travis want y'all to be doing math this episode. He really trying.
no, he's got a fucking Excel sheet.
I know. And I'm putting the shit into it. Let me make my jokes. Damn.
All
I can
right,
put
so
whatever number I want
This
now.
20-cent stipends and his .13s. Fuck you.
Sean and Joe, which one to go next?
I'll go.
Nope, you.
What?
No, you.
That's what it. Okay. Um.
He wasn't even trying to
That's
go.
what he said.
So yeah, I hated that. That pissed me off. That made me unnaturally
Joe
mad.
gets a 0.5 in general.
That's
I'll
perfect.
give it a 2. I hate. I love like certain people in this match. I hate Tommy Dreamer just because he's obsessed with Ric Flair's penis. Um,
It's like a baby's arm.
and he's just like, oh, Ric Flair, he had a hog on him.
But he's not doing that here. He's not.
Let me tell you, Ric Flair, he had a dick on him. You
He's
have to
not
see Ric
doing
Flair's
that.
dick.
The way he said is he had a hammer on him.
A hammer on him, yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
correct.
he liked to show it to the boys. But it yeah, I mean it was okay. It wasn't terrible, but it was okay. And I can't stand to watch the Sandman do much of anything. Um so yeah, there you go.
What's my score though?
I said 2, didn't I?
Oh, I
No,
didn't hear
never-
Yeah, you did.
I didn't hear it, but
Okay. Joe,
I got a soft spot for Sandman, but I
you
do
just
agree
being
on-
mean to me. You're not scoring myself. You just mean. Joe, what's your?
I'm sitting at a 2 as well.
Okay,
It
I'll take
didn't-
that.
It didn't really capture me too much. The multi-man thing.
And
was
let this
lot,
be a
though.
warning to you. No more ECW fucking tributes. We're sick of this shit. Next time I'm giving you a 0.
Next next book of verse. I got 3 of them coming. I'm just kidding. So last match of the night. Looks like so we're splitting into 2. Stop. Stop.
Damn
Go.
it! Damn it!
which
Spoilers!
match is it?
Spoilers!
So we don't get to it. So we hear fans cheering as David Benoit climbs the turnbuckle for a
Oh
diving
my
splash.
David Benoit. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it's the Suns.
Yeah, I know who he is. All right.
But it's punched by Kid Cash, and Cash hits a superplex. But they both favor their backs as their crowd is chanting for Benoit. They both are slowly getting up, but Cash gets up a little bit faster and goes for a bicycle knee, but Benoit evades it. It hits a jumping neck breaker from behind. The crowd cheers as he shakes it
I
off.
just saw who he's facing and audibly said, "Oh no" to myself.
Yeah. The crowd cheers. He shakes it off and gets hyped. He's getting back up. He signals for the Judgment, which is a straight jacket pedigree. He hits it and pins for the 1, 2, 3. The crowd cheers as he is now the tournament winner and number 1 contender for the EWO United States Championship. Benoit chants fill the crowd until we hear Christian's music play, and we see the turtleneck with the EWO US Championship over his shoulder. As he passes the mic twice, he says, "Is this thing on?" As the crowd is in anticipation, but worries as he smiles and says, "You know what? Not tonight." And he smiles and walks away. Week 2, due to last week, David Benoit was favoring his shoulder after the match and will be out for the night. Christian comes out in his turtleneck, but he has on a bright yellow X-Men's Wolverine shirt over it. He smiles, the crowd's booing like crazy, and Christian plays dumb and says, "What? You don't like X-Men?" "Of course, I'm a fan of Canadians. I don't see what's wrong," and laughs to himself as the crowd boos. Christian completes the entrance, has a match with Adam Rose where he pulls out Benoit's father's signature move. He hits a sharpshooter. Then Adam grabs the ropes to stop it. He's slow to get up, but Christian hits a triple German suplex. Then gets on the top rope and looks up at the heavens. Then shakes his head and looks down at the ground, laughs, and then does a diving headbutt. He does an unprettier, then crawls over to him, army style, as the crowd boos. Then makes him tap with a crypto crossface. The crowd boos as the song plays. He puts his arm out for the ref to raise. He smiles as his arm is raised and does a cutthroat taunt similar to Benoit's father. He calls for a mic. He paces back and forth and says, "I understand that you are the number 1 contender and you went through a tournament to get to the spot you're in now. But I don't see it. I still don't see the hype. I don't get why you earned a shot. So next week, we will have a match. David Benoit against Tama Tonga. And the crowd was worried since Tonga is very aggressive in ring. Not only will this match happen, but I will get front row seats to this engagement. I will be the special referee. See you soon. And Tama Tonga is more seasoned and is using so now next week Tama Tonga is more seasoned and is using this to his advantage and cutting off the ring for Benoit. And Benoit has a technical background, but it's not enough for Tonga's barbaric style. Christian is calling it pretty fair. Although when Tonga did have Benoit's neck against the ropes, choking him, it seemed his shoe was untied. So it did take a second for him to notice this. The match goes from one-sided to Benoit coming back as he hits a super kick that drops Tonga out of nowhere. He hits the Judgment. He covers him as Christian hits the mat 1, 2, and I guess on the second one he hit the mat too hard because he starts favoring his hand and can't finish the count. Benoit, pissed off, gets up and shoves Christian. Christian points at his striped shirt and tells him that it wouldn't be wise to attack an official. Pissed off, he turns around to a spear from Tonga, but luckily this spear hits Christian into the turnbuckle. Christian falls and rolls out of the ring. He's laid out. Benoit hits the Judgment and he pins, but no one can count it. Benoit tries to shake Christian awake, but he's not getting up. Thomas slowly gets up and kicks him in the stomach and DDTs him. He sets up for a spear, but in midair, Benoit does the Judgment. Kind of like how Seth Rollins does the Roman. A second ref comes out and counts 1, 2, but gets pulled out by Christian. Christian yells, "I'm the ref. I do the counting." He goes to count 1, 2, and Tonga kicks out. Benoit still showing heart in the match, but Tonga ends the match with a spear, and with a sudden burst of energy, Christian counts to 3 really fast before Benoit can even kick out in time. Benoit gets pissed off as Christian has his hands up. Benoit takes the high road and turns to walk away. Christian hits him from behind as the crowd boos. He hits the unprettier, which he now calls the Family Matters. He goes for the crossface. David is reaching out, but Christian puts his foot on the ropes. David Benoit is crawling on his hands and knees, and Christian walks up on him slow. Says, "Huh? Fight back!" He kicks him in the gut. "You don't deserve a shot at me." And David is favoring his stomach as Christian turns him over with his foot. "I bet you want to kick my ass right now." Well, we all can't get our wishes now, can we? He takes the chair and presses it into his stomach. The crowd boos as he exits the ring and walks away. He says, "Oh, I forgot something." He grabs another chair and tosses it into the ring. Wait. Hold that pose. And he does like this, signature camera pose. And him trying to crawl away, he punts him and we see blood flying from his mouth. "You are nothing. You hear me? Nothing. You aren't going to make it to DEFCON 1. He puts a chair underneath his head and he delivers several concertos before his staff comes out and stops him. He laughs and tosses the chair to the side and laughs as he leaves, and David lays there bloody and unconscious. Several wrestlers from the back get in the way as Christian says, "I'm sorry. I'll leave him alone. He cracks up laughing as fans are throwing trash at him. So now it's DEFCON 1. David Benoit comes out in yellow tights with red accents favoring his neck. And we hear whatever by Our Lady Peace play, and we hear incredibly loud boos as Christian comes out and is now called the Courageous One, dressed in all black. Wait a minute, 1 second. Yeah. Dressed in all black. And he has the turtleneck still. Christian calls for Mike and says, "What I did last week, without even having to expose the world of your infamous legacy, is nothing short of courageous. That's what they've been calling me online. It hurts, doesn't it? Looking in the mirror and seeing his face. So I'll do you a favor. Tonight I'm going to bury you in more ways than one. So honestly, take the easy way out. Leave now. It's not like you don't know all about taking the easy way." And pissed off Benoit, like he was pacing back and forth. He sprints at him, and the bell rings. But Christian goes under the top rope, and the ref tells Benoit that he has to back up. And when Christian's like yelling, he's like, "Hey, back him up." He continues to do this like 2 more times, and then the 4th time, Benoit snatches him up by his turtleneck and tosses him across the ring. He immediately starts stiff punching him in his head as Christian kicks him off and rolls out of the ring. Christian does a running front drop kick, and Benoit gets knocked out of the ring. Christian sets up for a suicide dive. He stops and then does the up yours taunt. At one point, Benoit hits several belly-to-belly suplexes. Benoit Irish whips Christian, then Benoit drops to the ground. Christian stops running and drops on the ground next to him. Benoit, confused, turns their head and he gets flicked in the eye. Christian hits chop block quickly. He quickly gets back up and does a running knee to the face. Christian jumps off the apron and does a tornado DDT. One point, Benoit hits Christian with a very stiff punch that drops him. Christian hits a spear. He pins. 1, 2. Benoit kicks out. Benoit does a belly-to-belly suplex off the apron. Christian, favoring his back, is slow to get up. Benoit does a suicide dive when he finally stands up, and it drives him back into the barricade. Benoit goes for a running spinning wheel kick, but Christian ducks. Benoit favoring his back gets out of the ring. Christian climbs and does a diving crossbody to the outside. At one point, Christian standing up laughing as Benoit slowly get up and grips on Christian's tights, trying to pull himself up. He spits in his face as Christian, pissed off, turns him around and does a Family Matters. He covers him for the pin. 1, 2. Benoit kicks out as he's in shock. The crowd is cheering loudly as Christian turns him over again. He pins him again, but he kicks out at 2 again. Christian sits there not knowing what to do. Benoit suddenly gets a burst of energy, and then he hits a springboard clothesline at one point, and then Benoit hits a diving splash. He charges up, and Christian grabs him quick and goes for the Family Matters again, but Benoit reverses it and hits the Judgment. He crawls over and pins. 1, 2, 3. The crowd is cheering like crazy as he cries into the belt, and he gets his arm raised as he has finally done it. Finn.
Okay. So here's the thing. So I like the Christian stuff, and it matches his character, how he like behaves when he's a heel, just a giant dickhead.
Yeah.
But the David was nothing. He was just kind of there. He didn't really do anything besides just happen to be Chris Benoit's son. Like he didn't have any like promo really. I don't even think he cut a promo.
He did, but he was just getting
It was
his
like
ass.
super short, and like there's no reason for me to be invested in Benoit besides Christian being a dick. Like there was nothing about David. He was pretty much just a blank canvas, like not blank canvas, but
No, you're right. Blank canvas. Works.
yeah, blank canvas works too. He was just kind of there. I would honestly rather that Christian won with heel shit. Like he could cheat the retain. That would have honestly been better. Like sometimes the asshole wins.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give this a, and the match itself was okay. Like nothing spectacular. I'd honestly probably say it's the weakest match so far.
I feel like you say that every match.
No,
Somebody says that every match.
I'm gonna give this a 2.82.
2.82. All right.
All right, I'm gonna go next. So, remember when Damone spent like 4 episodes building up to Tessa Blanchard saying the N word, and then she didn't say it?
Yeah.
This is kind of what this feels like. Like I came to eat some low hanging fruit with this match, and I don't feel like your Christian Cage was spicy enough. I feel like there was a lot of like stuff going on that should have just been Christian Cage saying your dad is dead, your dad's a murderer. He should have been straightforward, repetitive, dickish, get as many jokes as you can. Like this was the time to be obnoxious about it, and I feel like you tried to make it too balanced and too much of like a normal wrestling storyline, which kind of downplays the opportunity, the situation, and the goal that this could have been for Christian Cage with this matchup.
I was gonna say I thought I did because he did it every time he came out. That's why I was like, okay, but yeah.
He didn't go far enough, as would.
Yeah, I
It
think
was too nice.
this was the time to go all the way in on it. This needed to be TCW chance. So because there wasn't that to like laugh at and enjoy, I had to kind of just take it in as like a wrestling feud and like an angle, which, like Damone said, Christian was decent, David was non-existent. The match, pretty similar. So this had so much potential, and that makes me even angrier at it. Like, I'm gonna give this a 2.
Okay.
This done right has 5 potential. I just think you didn't lean far enough in.
See, I didn't want to lean too far in and make it be like, all right, we get it. That's why I just wanted to do just enough. But
You
it's
didn't
one of the
do.
things, it's one of the things you got to find it. You find the perfect balance for that.
I get why
I
you
didn't-
avoided that risk, but that was the one you take there.
Sometimes you just gotta have him say the N word.
Damone, what was your number exactly again?
He gave it a 2.82.
I think audacity points work better than losing points. Like if you push it far enough, you're gonna get that audacity point. If you don't go far enough, you just dip your toe in. Kind of, it suffers.
This is an Audacity Coins match for sure.
Yeah.
I,
Look,
I thought I was going like too far to the point, but I thought I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go 100%. I thought I went like 80.
No. You need to go. This is 100%. Even what you can even push 120.
Don't
You
go
didn't give us-
121 though.
No, 121. You're getting pulled over.
Yeah.
You gotta throw a body out there.
They're
like-
taking your ass to jail.
Yeah.
You didn't give us bad guy. You gave us the kind of not nice guy.
You're the guy who showed the kid how to dance.
That's what I was about to say, Mike.
The regular guy is spoken.
All right.
Broken.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't. It just wasn't. It wasn't all there. It didn't feel like enough. I'm gonna go with 2.83.
2.83. Okay. And who's next?
I'll go next. I think you let your heel heal, but you didn't let your babyface. And in a story, I believe, really letting your babyface is important. Especially, if it's David Benoit, like it's right there. Like you really gotta let him have his moment. Even if you let David Benoit overheal Christian, in this situation, if he went full psycho killer on Christian,
That would be
Lord.
wild. That would be.
That
wild.
would be. I mean,
it'd be wild. But hey,
that'd be a cool angle.
Hey, Christian, can we go to the gym real quick?
But
it's a crazy angle.
But
He
that's
goes under the
crazy.
ring, he pulls out, weightlifting cables, and
Right.
he has a crazed look in his eye. But I think you did like.
That is great. I'm sorry. That was wild.
That's audacity, Coins. Can he take notes?
No, I can't do that. Your two-time winner is spoken.
Simone had that
TC Dub.
written in more.
TC Dub. I murdered Mick Foley. Sorry, not murdered for legal reasons.
But yeah, I think you could have went further. I just I think it's a 2.5.
2.5. Okay. And either Joe or Travis.
I agree with everything they said, and I'm gonna give it a 2.5 as well.
Okay, Joe, where you at with it?
I do not agree with anyone, and this motherfucker was a 5.
Hey,
This motherfucker kicking out of a Family Matters made me pop. Just saying. Like, that shit. Oh, instant 5 for that. I was all over
Then you
that.
got little Benoit kicking out of Family Matters.
Family Matters. But that is the end of, like I said, it's not night 1 or night 2. This is just me splitting the show in half, so that way y'all not getting 4 hours of one show. And I mean, Damone, you can show them like the next couple matches so they know what they're getting into.
Travis.
Huh?
Yeah, give me a sec. I gotta reshare it.
Wait.
Oh, I said Travis because he talked about not giving us a 4-hour show.
Oh, I was like, what? What
Wait, really
I
quick,
know.
just so I
I just heard him yell my name. I said, "Why?"
I need to make sure I'm understanding you really quick, Cunny. So you said you're cutting it in half. So this is half of night 1.
No. It's all one night. These
There
are
is
all
no-
one night PLEs. But I just don't want to sit there and read this for 3 hours. So I'm giving y'all doing half
Yeah.
every time.
Okay.
So it's not overload.
Yeah.
But the next few matches we got coming, we got Emily J against Abilene Maverick. We got Joe Hendry against Ethan Page with his manager Miro. And then we have, then we have Zeta Steel against Black Dahlia.
Oh.
Then we have Jerry Lynn
Don't ever
against Eli Drake.
do that again.
Man, if Kevin was still on this podcast, that would have turned into a whole moment.
You mo- Yeah, that's what we got coming for part 2. No more multi-man matches.
Yeah.
That's not all you got coming.
Yeah, this is gonna be
Coming.
Joe's last episode after that.
I smell a 5 coming up next week.
If Joe goons during
I
your
don't want to
match, you're
smell
getting a
anything you're
0.
smelling right now.
If I see Joe touch the lotion bottle, you get a 0.
That's crazy. By the way, she's wrestling with her cheeks though. So yeah.
Joe
Oh,
got hot
shit.
two on
Five-
himself.
We only get one 5.5.
Yeah, Kenny's definitely doing the attires for that match.
Oh, for sure. I've got pictures and everything coming too. Shout out to
Oh,
Chat
God.
GPT.
Oh shit. 6.
Uh,
But yeah, that's it for EWO. Uh,
we're-
1.5. I don't know.
Yeah. DEFCON 1, Part 1. Next week, we'll continue with DEFCON 1, Part 2, with the matches that Kenny just promoted for you guys. And we'll have the same panel of GMs ready to fry this man or praise this man up. And then following that, M. Joe F. will make his debut as a booker. So in 2 weeks' time, we get a first-time Book It verser doing the damn thing. D Money, where can they find you?
On all the shit that's not owned by Elon Musk at Money T13, DAMONEYT13.
And Bad Guy, tell them about your 37 shows.
You can catch me on all social medias at Bad Guy Spoken. Catch the Bad Guy Spoken podcast on YouTube's, and you can also catch Unbiased, the football podcast. UTK throw blue you like this, and you can also catch Hood Movie review all your favorite and not so favorite Hood movies. And you can also catch Geek in the motherfucking sheets. We talk all things anime, Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, all that shit. And you can also catch Not a Real Court, where we argue things about best fruit and other shit. But
Hey,
yeah,
Kenny, question. Have you had a Magic the Gathering episode yet?
no, I've been one. I will say for
No, we've talked about Magic.
I did I did want to have a Yu-Gi-Oh match on there. Like when people play Yu-Gi-Oh. I wanted to have a Pokemon match. I did want to have a Magic the Gathering match as well. I want to get all
Okay.
that nerdy shit off there. I want to show all that.
All right, I have a deck of all those, so let me know. And I've played in a tournament
Once we
every
decide the
card.
Beyblade, let me know when that episode is going to be because I'm literally a champion in it.
I'm literally a champion.
What do we want to know best in the world in it? So
Hey, hear me out. I'll come to
favorite wrestler
Columbus.
is
I'll bring
Austin Theory
all the
Beyblade.
decks and all of the Beyblades.
well, you literally have a place to stay whenever you come to Columbus. So
Not Columbus.
I'll bring the whippos.
okay, if you bring the Guepos, then I'll bring the butches.
I don't know if he said bitches or britches. Like, same.
Yeah.
I hope he said britches.
I
Yeah,
guess
me
we'll never
too.
know.
That's way funnier. That's the best option.
High Five Mike, can they find you anywhere yet?
No, leave me alone.
Uh,
That's
Give
the
me
best
$3
plug
and I'll
ever.
sell them out.
all right, M. Joe F., where can we find you?
If you want to find me, if you give me $50, I can send you Mike's rap song. But besides that, I also don't want to be touched.
All right, and
That's
prime
not
time.
true.
Tell us where
That's
you at.
not true. That's a lie.
I do want to be touched, and you can find me at I am TravvyT on all social media. That is at IAMTRAVVYT on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram.
And
And all those other
Sean,
ones.
tell us where you at.
Was that in the Sean Shine Dawn? Trying to get to 100,000 followers by the end of the year. That's Sean SHAWN 2 times DADON. That's on TikTok and Instagram. You don't have to worry about the rest. I'm funny sometimes, and yeah, you can come in. You can be my little Discord kitten.
That's what I
hated
need.
that.
And lastly, if you want to find me anywhere particularly, you can also look at both Book It and my personal wrestling playlist on Dropkicked. That's a pretty cool little wrestling app. Dropkick with the D at the end. And you
around
can
tennis
join
matches.
Reach for the Ropes Wrestling Discussion Group, where it is the birthplace of many of these discussions that brought us all together. So check us personally out there and come talk some wrestling. With that being said, that's been an episode of Book It. See ya.
Bye.
Goodbye, my little kittens.